Hey everybody, this is Larry. This is day 28 of the October Leetcode Challenge. Almost the end of the month, so we'll see how that goes. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join me on Discord, and let's get at today's problem, summary ranges. You're given a sorted unique integer nums, return a smallest sorted list that covers all of it exactly. Okay. Okay. And length is less than n. I mean, sorry, n is less than 20. That's a little peculiar. Maybe. Because if it's already sorted, right? Yeah, you give me a sorted list. Cover all numbers exactly. But that's just like looking at it. I'm a little bit thrown off, unless I'm misunderstanding this problem because n is equals to 20. Because I was just going to do like, merging adjacent numbers and so forth, right? Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. So basically the idea I'm going to do right now is just merging regular numbers from start to end and looking at two adjacent numbers. If and they're not off by the delta is more than 1, then we just separate them out. Yeah, I don't know if this is supposed to be tricky, but that's a little bit odd. But yeah, okay, so let's just say start is equal to num sub 0. If length of nums is equal to 0, we return, I guess it's an empty string, or empty array rather. Okay, and then now we can do something like for x in nums, if x is not equal to start, well, it can be equal to start. If x is not equal to start plus 1, let's also have a result array to return. Then and that means that x is the beginning of the next segment. So we want to set start equal to x, but before that we want to put result append from start to x minus 1, assuming that we end at, it keeps on going, but we also have to check the thing where it's 1 case. So if oh wait, no, this is an x minus 1. Oh yeah, because it's the first case that it is. Wait, is it? No, we have to keep track of the last number too, I guess. No, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, okay, fine. So last is equal to num sub 0 as well. Oh, and I meant to do this from the first element forward. If start is equal to last, then we do this. Or if it's not equal to last, then we do this. Otherwise, we just return it's a string of start. Also, I have to remember to change these to string. Wait, in the arrow notation. So let's. Also, this is not a little bit rusty in my actual implementation wise, but I'm going to use the f string here notation, something that I'm learning. So if I'm wrong, bear with me. And then we start is equal to x, else last is equal to x, and that should be it, except for that we don't have one for the last number, so we can do something maybe hacky, which is dot append infinity or something like that, and then we should be good, hopefully. Maybe there's an off by 1 somewhere, but that's why we have unit testing. And let's set up the testing a little bit better. So I didn't do that quite right. And I think this should be last plus 1. Whoops. Because empty array is one of the cases. Nice. I would have, I obviously did it already. It could also be negative, so I don't think that affects what we do, but it's good to know. They're kind of not generous with the test cases this time in terms of edge cases. Looks okay, so let's give it a submit, because this is just I don't know, I'm a little bit confused. I think, to be honest, this is pretty straightforward. This is linear time. We look at each element, a couple of times or one time. And in terms of space, it's going to be O of n, because in the worst case, each number is in its own range, and that should return results, right? I think, to be honest, the only thing that I was confused about was that n is less than 20, because as you saw, this is a linear time algorithm, right? And that's why I was like, wait, that feels a little bit weird, because n could be like, a million, and it would still be fast enough, which is kind of a little bit weird with this problem. Anyway, so pretty straightforward. I think the way to think about it, if you're having trouble, just think about the invariant of each state, which is that, for each loop, in what changes every iteration for the loop, and what doesn't change for every iteration of the loop, right? Yeah, that's all I have. Good to have a quick one for once, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye bye.